Hello, everyone. We're really excited to be presenting a little mini series to you guys. Over the course of the next couple weeks, we're going to be sharing various webinars over the 5 pillars of wellness. We're going to be going into a different topic with each mini series to keep it short and sweet, but give you actionable things to leave the webinar and start doing. So this is myself, Ashley Kerna. I'm a registered dietitian and the director of functional medicine at Carr Chiropractic Clinics.
And I'm Dr. Wayne Carr, a doctor of chiropractic certified in acupuncture, sports injury rehab, and in functional medicine. So when we talk about functional medicine is a fantastic way of looking at the body and seeing why it's not functioning properly and why you may be sick or just not feeling well. It's very individualized to where we look at you as an individual, not as a population. So we really focus on you. We empower you to make changes in your life to make your health optimal. Again, we look at the root causes of the complex disease and address the root causes besides just treating the symptoms. Conditions have multiple causes, and one cause can cause multiple conditions. So again, we have to personalize the treatment and see what you need and help you with your complaints, disease, or optimizing your health. So we're going to focus on the 5 pillars of health today. And true health isn't built on one habit, one supplement. I mean, many people call our office and say, what supplement should I be taking? We don't start there. We start with the 5 pillars of health. And those 5 pillars are ensuring proper sleep, relationships, nutrition, movement, and stress management. Each pillar plays a role of our health. So we must address each pillar and affect how we think, feel, heal, and perform. When all these pillars are balanced, our body thrives. When one weakens, the entire system is affected. So our goal is to create daily habits that strengthen all 5 pillars and restore balance and resilience and vitality. So the first pillar that we're going to talk about today is sleep. Why is sleep important? Sleep is when we heal. It cleans up damaged mitochondria and cells. It produces melatonin and growth hormones for healing and repair, and improves memory and function. What are the effects of poor sleep? It increases the experience of pain. It causes social withdrawal, and it creates carbohydrate cravings. So it's so important that we address those things. And what do we mean by restorative sleep? What does it mean when you sleep well? Well, number 1, you fall asleep easily. Number 2, you stay asleep through the night. And 3, you wake feeling refreshed.
So why are some reasons that you might struggle to fall asleep? Stress or anxiety can attribute to you struggling to fall asleep when you lay awake and your mind is racing. High blood sugar can cause you to stay asleep and make it harder to fall asleep. Balance or coordination issues like vestibular or cerebellar problems, so problems within certain areas of our brain, as well as brain injuries. These can make it hard to shut off the stress hormones at night and allow your brain to enter its rest mode. Some reasons why you might wake up frequently: low blood sugars at night. Oftentimes when people's blood sugars dip, especially around that 2 to 3 a.m. point, that can cause people to wake up. Adrenal stress or liver issues. Chronic infections, so our body constantly trying to fight off things. Certain medications that we're taking may keep us awake, and some of the side effects of those medications may be causing you to stay awake. And then overstimulation of our brain, so just constantly activating our brain. This could be things like utilizing screens and things very close to our bedtimes and doing different activities that will activate our brain close to the time that we're needing to go to bed. Some causes of morning fatigue or daytime drowsiness, so why you may feel tired and struggle to get going in the morning, or why you may hit some of those afternoon slumps. Obstructive sleep apnea, So sleep apnea is a huge problem to people's sleep. If you wake feeling unrested, oftentimes it's going to be because you may have difficulty breathing and oxygenating at night. Low morning cortisol. Our cortisol is that get up and go hormone, and it's supposed to peak 30 minutes after we wake. If that's not happening, then that can be a cause for our morning fatigue. Previous brain injuries, which would signal brain fog and fatigue. Getting up often in the nighttime to get up and go to the bathroom. And then chronic infections or gut problems, as well as a true diagnosed insomnia. One thing we wanted to touch on during this presentation is our circadian rhythm. So circadian rhythm is basically a clock between our brain and our body and sunlight. So our body has a rhythm that it likes to go to, which is regulated by light and darkness because of the sensors in our eyes. When the sunlight arises, so when there is light out, it stimulates our body to produce cortisol, get up, go, and then as the sunlight goes down and it becomes dark, it signifies to our brain to reduce the levels of cortisol, and then that increases melatonin. Our lifestyles now have adjusted where we're getting up when it's dark, going to bed later when it's been dark for several hours. So we have some disruption between that patterns, but it's crucial to know that that pattern is there, and that's what our body naturally wants to go to. So you can see with this graph in the morning, when you wake up, cortisol is high and melatonin is low. And then gradually throughout the day, cortisol slowly comes down and melatonin slowly comes up. And that's when we should be ready to rest. And then it keeps on going. Some symptoms of an abnormal circadian rhythm would be difficulty falling or staying asleep, difficulty waking up in the morning and not feeling rested, not recovering from physical activity like our exercise, especially those drops in energy between 4 and 7 p.m. when you feel like you need to grab an extra cup of coffee, unexplained blood sugar symptoms, so that shaky, jitteriness, kind of anxious feeling, needing to eat, kind of clammy, inflammation, pain, headaches, and episodes of diurnal patterns. The headaches in episodes of diurnal patterns. So what are some interventions? Tips to help you fall asleep would be stopping caffeine early on in the afternoon, especially if you're a slow metabolizer of caffeine. If caffeine doesn't leave your body quickly, you definitely want to shut the caffeine off by 12 p.m. But if you tolerate caffeine, you could maybe go to about 2 p.m. Avoiding screens close to bedtime, or at least using a blue light filter. We want to dim the lights and get those screens away because that's going to tell our body to start producing melatonin. Doing our exercise earlier in the day so that we're not stimulating cortisol production before bed. Making sure your bedroom is cool and comfortable. 60 to 67 degrees is really the ideal temperature for sleep. You can try listening to relaxing music, which would be under 60 beats per minute to keep our heart rate at a nice rate. Wind down in the evening with calming activities, especially avoiding stimulating activities right before bed, and then try and move your body throughout the day so that it's tired by the time you are supposed to rest. And then tips to help you stay asleep, a weighted blanket and a noise machine can be good options. If you do feel like you struggle with nasal breathing, mouth taping can be a very safe and effective way to help you breathe better as you sleep. We can try gentle sleep aids, which we're going to go through here shortly, and make sure that you're balancing your blood sugar. We have some different handouts that we can provide for this, but keeping the blood sugar stable is going to be important, and therefore you can consider eating a small amount of protein right before bed. Make sure you're training your circadian rhythm. So wake up at the same time every day, at least within that same hour, and go to bed at the same time every night, also within the same hour. Eat and exercise consistently throughout the day at those same times from day to day. And then avoid blue light and big meals right before bed. Some general good sleep hygiene recommendations we want you to leave here and start working on would be avoiding screens before bed, exercise earlier in the day, keep your bedroom nice and cool, listen to the relaxing music, and make sure you're moving your body.
So again, we want to focus on lifestyle first. And we have to really look at those things and see what we can do to help our sleep. If we're still struggling after that, there are multiple supplements that will work to help you sleep better. And this is a list of some of the supplements that will help you sleep. And there are various reasons why these help. So everyone is different. Again, we want to figure out exactly what you need to help you sleep better. So as we look at this, sometimes it's a little bit of trial and error to figure out what works best for you. But if you need GABA support to calm the brain to promote relaxation, there's different things we can use, such as GABA, L-theanine, and valerian root. If it's an issue of low melatonin or circadian rhythm problems that aren't signaling the body's it's time to go to sleep, then we recommend melatonin. If we're having serotonin issues, we need to boost melatonin production and mood, then we use 5-hydroxytryptophan or tryptophan. If we need to support muscle relaxation and GABA function, then we'll look at magnesium. If it's stress and nervous system modulation, trying to reduce cortisol, calm sympathetic activity, then we'll look at ashwagandha, passion flower, or CBD. All these can be beneficial for various people. The goal of supplements, the key thing, remembering, is to calm the nervous system, regulate the sleep cycles, and support restful sleep. So there's multiple medications out there to use. Again, we're going to go back to saying, try the lifestyle things, work very hard on the lifestyle things, and look for other root causes that might be causing you to have difficulty sleeping, such as the blood sugar, which is very common. Again, as Ashley said, if you're having trouble falling asleep, typically that's a high blood sugar problem. If you're having trouble staying asleep, your blood sugar is dropping during the night, and you can do things to help work with that. But again, here's a list of certain medications that can be used to help sleep, and it talks a little bit about the pros and cons of each one of these. And now, as we look at sleep needs, Ashley will talk about this.
So the sleep needs vary significantly by age, and there isn't one magic number. Generally speaking, adults need 7 to 9 quality hours of sleep, but there may be some people that feel a little bit better with a little less, or maybe need just a little bit more. There is no magic number, but we know being in that range is best. Teenagers need a little bit more, younger children younger than that, and infants all need just a little bit more. And as the child is very young, that time that they need does include naps. So we just need to make sure that we recognize that as our bodies are developing and in different stages of life, we maybe need different amounts of sleep, and getting that consistent amount of sleep is crucial. So if you're struggling with sleep, if you have problems staying asleep, falling asleep, if you don't think your sleep is restful, if you have this morning fatigue, this daytime drowsiness, contact our office and set up an appointment for us to help dig a little bit deeper into it. Sometimes it just takes a few little tweaks that we may hear from during our consult, or sometimes we need to look at doing some testing, test those cortisol levels and the blood sugar and see what's really going on. But give us a call or send me an email, and we'd be more than happy to set something up and get you having a better night's sleep. We're really excited to have these mini series, and so we'll be releasing other episodes coming up for the rest of the pillars of health and wellness. So just be watching for those to come out.
Thank you for joining us.